Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Hey, What Do You Know? My name is Lisette. I work for Federal Financial Freedom and I'm here with James Farrell. He's our CEO. Jamie, so I remember the other day you were telling me about the Ronald Reagan story and that at some point we were at a 94% income tax.
Yeah.
So that got me thinking about my parents.
Oh,
They have a 401k and are taxes, do you think taxes will ever go that high again? I mean,
wow. Yeah, it's an important question. Could taxes ever go that high again? One thing we know about history, they said, is that it tends not to be linear, but rather cyclical. So what has happened may or will happen again. Also, the increase of tax rates by the government is a function of money that needs to be generated. So we have this out of control fiscal debt that prior to this year was already at 23 trillion. Official, not real, by the way. Don't even ask me to talk to you about the real fiscal debt. But let's just go with 23 trillion. That's a mind-boggling number. That's 12 zeros. Then with the stroke of a pen, with the CARES Act, they simply add another cool 3 trillion. So this out of control spending has us going deeper and deeper into debt. Don't ask me, I'm not the expert. Let's go to the absolute expert. Let's go to the federal government's CPA. That title, that job title, is called the Comptroller General. During both the Clinton and Bush administrations, from 1998 to 2008, so nonpartisan, that person's name was the Honorable David Walker. David Walker he was also the director of the the Government Accountability Office. So, guy who knows what's going on, has his finger on the pulse of our country's economy. He took one look at what we're talking about and your question, and he says, we're out of control. We have made promises we simply cannot keep. Unless we double taxes, we will go broke. As a country, we will become the United States of China because we're so deeply mortgaged to China with debt. Okay, so what does that mean for your parents' 401k? Well, currently we are at a historically low income tax rate. Taxes have not been as low as they are now for 100 years.
okay.
That's an important number because the income tax system in our country is only 107 years old. There was no such thing as income tax prior to 1913. So let me get this straight. So we have a 100+ year history. The need for tax revenue is as high as it's ever been to service the out of control debt. The actual tax revenue is as low as it's ever been because we haven't had rates this low in its whole history. So you tell me, do you think that taxes could go up in the future?
They could.
They would have to, according to the expert on the subject. So if I did not pay in income tax what I owe on my 401k at the contribution, remember it's a pre-tax contribution, and I also did not pay what I owe on the accumulation, remember it's a tax-deferred accumulation, when do I pay what I owe on my 401k tax?
When I take it out?
When you take it out. So, to your question, and it's a painful one to answer, your parents could have $1 million saved up in their 401k, but because they didn't pay what they owed when they put the money in, and they haven't paid what they owed while the money has been in, can they possibly know how much of that $1 million is theirs to spend on visiting the grandkids and traveling after the government takes out their tax to spend on lifestyle? Can they possibly know how much they've got left?
No.
It's impossible.
It's impossible.
And if you don't know how much money you got to spend in retirement, can that make it tough to plan for retirement? So that's why I have a not very high view of the
401k.
401k. Actually, I would, if you really want to know how I feel, I would call it a scam.
A scam.
Whoa, I know.
I'm sure a lot of people will be shocked that you call the 401k a scam because everyone's doing that.
Fair enough, but let's just follow the money, as they say. Why would the federal government allow us to make a contribution of that and not pay what we owe when we owe it? And then why would they allow us to let that contribution accumulate and not pay until some point much farther down the road? Why, if you were the government, why would you do that?
Because it's beneficial for me.
You want to pay the government or do you want to pay yourself? Do you want to pay the government or do you want to pay yourself?
So are there any options for my parents at this point?
I don't know your parents personally, so I would need a little bit more information on that, but absolutely there are strong, safe, and smart alternatives to the traditional 401k to get them out of that trap and to defuse that ticking tax time bomb.
If you want to know more about this, please give us a call or you can email us at info@feralfinancialfreedom.com.